Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me because this is important. There are people in your life right now who are not who they say they are. They look human, they sound human, but their energy, their presence, it tells a different story. And if you're not careful, these people will drain you, manipulate you, and steer you off the path God has designed for you. I'm talking about people who carry darkness inside them, people who are so destructive, so toxic, that their very presence poisons everything around them. Some people call them narcissists, energy vampires, or manipulators. But let's call it what it really is. Some people are walking, breathing agents of evil. Demonic forces aren't just some myth or fairy tale. They operate through real people. And if you're not paying attention, you'll get caught in their web. So how do you know when you're dealing with someone who carries that dark energy? How do you spot the signs before it's too late? A demon will never tell you the full truth. They twist facts, they gaslight, they play mind games, and the worst part, they make you question reality. They will convince you that you're the crazy one, that your instincts are wrong. They'll distort the truth just enough to keep you under their control. If you ever feel confused after a conversation, if you walk away doubting yourself, stop. That's not normal. That's manipulation. That's deception. And deception is the number one weapon of the enemy. Ever been around someone who just sucks the life out of you? You spend time with them and afterward you feel exhausted, heavy, like your soul just ran a marathon. That's no accident. These people don't give energy, they take it. They don't inspire you, they weigh you down. God puts people in your life to sharpen you, to build you up. But demons, they show up to deplete you. If someone always leaves you feeling drained, pay attention. That's not just a bad vibe, that's a warning sign. Listen carefully. This is a big one. A demon gets pleasure from your pain. They might not say it out loud, but watch their actions. They will sabotage you, they will betray you, and when you struggle, they won't offer help. They'll sit back and watch, maybe even smirk. Some people get a thrill from watching you fail. That's not normal, that's not human, that's demonic. A demon will never tell you the full truth. They thrive on deception, twisting facts, distorting reality, and manipulating people to believe their lies. The most dangerous thing about them is that they make you question yourself. You might think you have a clear understanding of a situation, but after speaking with them, suddenly everything feels uncertain. This is not a coincidence, it's a calculated tactic. They will mix just enough truth into their lies to make them believable. They don't fabricate stories out of thin air. They take a little piece of reality, twist it, stretch it, and mold it into a weapon that serves their agenda. They'll omit key details, exaggerate the parts that benefit them, and downplay the ones that don't. If you confront them, they'll act confused, defensive, or even offended, making you feel guilty for questioning them. This manipulation isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's subtle. They'll plant seeds of doubt in your mind, leading you to believe things that simply aren't true. They'll tell you that someone is talking behind your back when they're not. They'll make you think you're being irrational when your instincts are actually spot on. They'll convince you that you're overreacting, too sensitive, or paranoid. Their goal is to destabilize you, to make you doubt your own perception of reality so that they can control the narrative. They are masters at shifting blame. No matter what happens, they are never at fault. They will spin every situation in a way that makes them look like the victim or the hero. If they hurt you, it was an accident. If you hurt them, it was intentional. If you catch them in a lie, they'll turn it around and accuse you of being untrusting. They play the victim to gain sympathy and avoid accountability. Gaslighting is one of their favorite tools. They will rewrite history right in front of you, telling you that something you remember clearly never actually happened. They will say you misunderstood, that you're misremembering, that you're imagining things. Over time, this wears you down. You start to question yourself, wondering if maybe they're right. Maybe you are the problem. Maybe you did get it wrong. This is exactly what they want. The more confused you are, the easier you are to manipulate. They will use lies to control your emotions. If they want to make you feel insecure, they'll subtly hint that you're not good enough. If they want to isolate you, they'll spread false rumors about people who care about you. If they want to gain your trust, they'll tell you whatever you need to hear, even if it's completely false. They understand that people react based on emotions, and they know exactly how to push your buttons to get the reaction they want. They don't just lie with words, they lie with their actions. They will pretend to be kind, caring, and supportive when they need something from you. They will put on a mask, appearing to be trustworthy and dependable, but once they have what they want, their true nature is revealed. Their kindness was never real, it was a transaction. Everything they do is calculated. Even their apologies are strategic. If they say sorry, it's not because they feel remorse, it's because they need to regain control over you. Their deception doesn't just affect you, it spreads. They manipulate others around you to create confusion, turning people against each other. They plant false ideas in people's minds, playing both sides of a conflict so they can control the outcome. They will make you doubt your closest friends, convincing you that the people who love you the most are actually against you. Meanwhile, they position themselves as your only true ally, the only one who really understands you. This isolates you, making you more dependent on them, giving them more power. They will test your boundaries, seeing how much they can get away with. At first, the lies will be small, just a tiny stretch of the truth, nothing too obvious. But once they see that you accept it, they push further. The deception grows bolder. The manipulations become more elaborate. Before you know it, they have complete control over what you believe, what you think, and how you see the world. They don't just lie to others, they lie to themselves. They justify their actions, convincing themselves that they are in the right, that their behavior is necessary, that they are the real victims. Even when caught red-handed, they will find a way to twist the situation to avoid responsibility. They lack the ability to acknowledge their own wrongdoing because admitting the truth would mean losing power. The longer you are around them, the more their deception seeps into your mind. You start second-guessing yourself, wondering if maybe they're right. Maybe you are imagining things. Maybe you are the problem. This is how they win. The moment they get you to doubt your own reality, they have control over you. You become trapped in a cycle of confusion and manipulation, unable to see the truth because they've rewritten it for you. Their words sound convincing, their arguments seem logical, but deep down, something always feels off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you sense that something isn't right. That's your intuition trying to warn you. But they will do everything in their power to silence that voice inside you. They will distract you, overwhelm you, and keep you so caught up in their chaos that you don't have time to think clearly. You might find yourself making excuses for them, telling yourself that they didn't mean it, that they had a rough childhood, that they're just going through a hard time. This is exactly what they want. They rely on your compassion, your empathy, your desire to see the good in people. They exploit your kindness, using it as a weapon against you. They are not interested in the truth. The truth is dangerous to them because the truth exposes them. If you start to catch on to their lies, they will either pull you back in with false promises or cut you off completely. If they realize they can no longer manipulate you, they will try to destroy your reputation, making sure that no one else believes you either. They will spread lies about you, twist your words, and do everything in their power to discredit you. They operate in secrecy. They don't want people comparing notes because once their lies are exposed, they lose control. This is why they work so hard to keep people isolated from one another. They want you to rely on them, not on outside opinions. They will discourage you from seeking advice, telling you that others don't understand, that you shouldn't trust anyone else. Every conversation with them feels like a battle. You can never get a straight answer. They deflect, they dodge, they twist words, they turn things around on you. They will never admit to anything. And the moment you catch them in a contradiction, they change the subject or accuse you of being too aggressive. They are experts at avoiding accountability. They don't care about logic or reason, they care about control. They will argue in circles, wear you down, exhaust you until you give up. It's not about who's right. It's about keeping you in a state of doubt and submission. Their lies create an illusion, making you believe in a false reality where they are always right and you are always wrong. And the longer you live in that illusion, the harder it is to break free. There are certain people who, no matter how much time you spend with them, always leave you feeling drained. You can start the day feeling energized, motivated, and full of life, but the moment you interact with them, it's like something inside you is being pulled away. It's not just physical exhaustion. It's emotional, mental, and even spiritual depletion. You feel heavy, as if you're carrying an invisible weight that wasn't there before. These people don't add to your life, they take from it. They don't lift you up, they pull you down. And the worst part, you often don't realize it's happening until it's too late. They operate in a way that makes their presence seem normal at first. They may not be aggressive or openly hostile. In fact, some of them might seem charming, friendly, or even caring on the surface, but something always feels off. Every conversation with them feels like a battle, even if there's no argument. Every interaction leaves you feeling uneasy, even if nothing obvious was said. You try to brush it off, telling yourself you're just overthinking, but deep down you know something isn't right. They have a way of pulling you into their problems, making everything about them. They constantly need something: attention, validation, emotional support, but they never give anything back. When you're around them, it's like your energy is being siphoned out of you. You might find yourself constantly listening to their complaints, their frustrations, their struggles, but when you need someone to lean on, they're nowhere to be found. They don't have time for your problems. They're too busy feeding off your attention, using you as an emotional dumping ground while offering nothing in return. They thrive on negativity. If you're excited about something, they'll find a way to bring you down. If you share good news, they'll minimize it or shift the focus back onto themselves. If you express hope, they'll remind you of all the reasons why things won't work out. They aren't interested in solutions, they're addicted to problems. They need chaos, drama, and misery to feel alive. And if there isn't any drama happening, they'll create it. They will stir up conflict where there was none, spread rumors, pit people against each other, and then sit back and watch the destruction unfold. You might notice that when you spend time with them, you feel more anxious, more stressed, more irritable than usual. You might even start to feel like you're losing yourself, like your mind is foggy and your emotions are out of control. This isn't a coincidence. Their energy is toxic. And the longer you're exposed to it, the more it seeps into your own state of being. You start to think like them, feel like them, and operate on their negative frequency without even realizing it. They have a way of making everything feel urgent and overwhelming. Small problems become catastrophes. Simple situations turn into crises. Every conversation feels like an emergency, and you're always left feeling like you need to fix something, solve something, or make something right. But no matter how much you do for them, it's never enough. No matter how much advice you give, they never take it. No matter how much energy you invest in them, they always come back needing more. They don't respect boundaries. If you tell them you need space, they'll find a way to guilt trip you into staying. If you try to distance yourself, they'll create a situation that forces you back in. They may pretend to need your help, play the victim, or accuse you of abandoning them. They use emotional blackmail, making you feel like you're responsible for their happiness, their well-being, even their survival. But the truth is, they don't want help. They want control. They don't want support. They want to keep you trapped in their energy. They may use subtle manipulation to keep you hooked. They might shower you with attention one moment, then ignore you the next, keeping you constantly on edge, trying to win back their approval. They might give you just enough kindness to make you feel guilty for walking away, but never enough to make the relationship feel truly fulfilling. They create a cycle of emotional highs and lows, keeping you addicted to their presence, even when it's toxic. Their energy doesn't just affect you emotionally, it affects you physically. You might find yourself feeling more fatigued than usual, struggling to concentrate, or experiencing random aches and pains. You might have trouble sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night with a feeling of unease. Your body reacts to their presence before your mind fully understands what's happening. Your intuition is screaming at you to get away. But because they've manipulated you into feeling responsible for them, you ignore the signs. They target people with good hearts, people who are kind, empathetic, and willing to help. They prey on your generosity, using your compassion against you. They know you don't want to be the bad guy, that you don't want to turn your back on someone in need. And so they take advantage of that, keeping you tethered to them, draining you little by little until you have nothing left to give. Even when they aren't physically around, their presence lingers. You replay conversations in your head, second-guessing yourself, wondering if you said the right thing, did the right thing, handled the situation correctly. You feel uneasy, unsettled, like something is off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. This is how they operate. They don't just drain your energy in the moment. They leave a lasting effect, keeping your mind entangled in their web long after they're gone. They may disguise themselves as friends, mentors, or even loved ones, but their intentions are never pure. They attach themselves to you because they see your light, your energy, your strength, and they want to take it for themselves. They are not interested in building you up. They want to keep you beneath them. They don't want to see you thrive. They want to see you struggle because your struggle gives them power. When you finally start to recognize their patterns, they will try to pull you back in. They might play the victim, telling you that you're abandoning them when they need you the most. They might lash out, attacking your character, making you feel guilty for trying to protect your own peace. They might even pretend to change, offering empty promises, telling you that things will be different this time, but nothing ever changes. The cycle continues, and the more you allow them into your life, the more they take from you. They are not just difficult people. They are not just negative influences. They are energy parasites, feeding off of your light, your strength, your spirit. The longer you allow them access to you, the more they drain you, until one day you wake up and realize you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Some people in this world do not just cause harm by accident. They do not simply make mistakes, get caught up in bad habits, or act selfishly out of weakness. There are individuals who take genuine pleasure in seeing others suffer. They are not content with their own unhappiness. They need to spread it. They want to see you in pain, and they will go out of their way to create situations that lead to your downfall. They do not just sabotage in secret. They enjoy watching the consequences unfold. They do not feel guilt, remorse, or second thoughts when they hurt you. In fact, they might even smile when they see you struggle. These people disguise themselves well. They might pretend to be your friend, your supporter, even your family. They might offer words of encouragement, pretend to celebrate your success, and act like they are on your side. But underneath that mask, they are rooting against you. They are waiting for the moment when things go wrong for you, when you hit a low point, when you suffer a setback. And when that moment comes, they do not offer real support. Instead, they revel in it. They hide their satisfaction behind fake concern, pretending to feel bad for you while secretly enjoying your misery. They may not always be obvious about it. Some will laugh at your pain, mock your struggles, and openly criticize you in ways that are meant to cut deep. Others will be more subtle, pretending to be sympathetic while slipping in comments that make you feel worse. They will tell you that they knew this would happen, that they saw the signs, that they tried to warn you. But these words are not meant to help. They are meant to remind you that you have failed. They want you to feel small, weak, defeated. They want you to internalize your pain and believe that you are incapable of overcoming it. When you are winning in life, these people struggle to hide their resentment. They might fake a smile, say the right words, but their energy tells the truth. They might downplay your success, act unimpressed, or quickly change the subject when you share good news. If they cannot bring themselves to congratulate you, they will find a way to shift the attention away from you. They might suddenly bring up their own problems, making you feel guilty for being happy while they are struggling. Or they might remind you of your past failures, subtly suggesting that your success will not last. If they do praise you, it feels forced, hollow, almost sarcastic. It is as if they are only doing it because they have to, not because they truly want to see you win. When things go wrong for you, their energy shifts. They suddenly have more time for you. They are suddenly more interested in your life. But not because they care. It is because they are enjoying the show. They might not celebrate your failure outright, but you can sense their excitement. They become more talkative, more engaged, more present. as if your suffering has energized them. They might ask for all the details, not because they want to help, but because they want to experience every moment of your downfall. They feed off of your pain, using it to make themselves feel stronger, superior, validated. Some of these people will actively work to make your life harder. They will plant seeds of doubt in your mind, make you question your own worth, and subtly sabotage your progress. If you are working toward a goal, they will discourage you, listing all the reasons why it will not work. If you are in a happy relationship, they will try to stir up doubt, pointing out flaws, suggesting that your partner is not as committed as you think. If you are improving your life, they will try to pull you back into old habits, tempting you with distractions, reminding you of the comfort of failure. They do not want to see you rise because your growth reminds them of their own stagnation. Your success highlights their own shortcomings, and rather than use it as motivation to improve themselves, they choose to drag you down instead. They might disguise their sabotage as concern. They will tell you they are just looking out for you, that they do not want to see you get hurt, that they are being realistic. But their words are not meant to protect you. They are meant to plant fear, insecurity, and self-doubt. They want you to second-guess yourself, to hesitate, to lose momentum. Because the moment you slow down, the moment you start to believe their words, they win. They have succeeded in keeping you stuck and keeping you from realizing your full potential. These people do not just want to see you fail. They want to be there to witness it. They want a front row seat to your suffering. If you confide in them, they will pretend to listen, but their advice will be empty. They will act as if they are helping, but they will offer no real solutions. They might even make you feel worse, reminding you of past failures, comparing your struggles to others who have it worse, making you feel as if your pain is insignificant. They do not want to lift you up. They want to keep you down. You might notice that they seem happier when you are struggling. Their energy is lighter, their mood is better. They might suddenly be more confident, more at ease, as if your suffering has given them a sense of power. They thrive on your misery because it makes them feel less alone in their own. They do not know how to build themselves up, so they tear others down. They do not know how to create their own happiness, so they steal joy from those around them. They are often drawn to strong, successful, and happy individuals because those are the people they most want to see fall. They do not target the weak, they target the ones who shine the brightest. Because dimming your light makes them feel better about their own darkness. If they can bring you down, it validates their own failures. If they can make you suffer, it justifies their own pain. They might pretend to be supportive, but their actions tell a different story. They might be the first to offer advice, but their words will always carry a hidden message of doubt. They might claim to be happy for you, but they will never fully celebrate your victories. They will always find a way to remind you of your weaknesses, your mistakes, your struggles, because to them, your success is a threat. Your happiness is an offense. Your growth is an insult to their stagnation. These people are not just toxic, they are destructive. They do not just hurt you by accident, they do it with intention. They do not just drain your energy, they feed off of it. They are not just negative, they are malicious. They do not just want to see you struggle, they need to see you struggle because your suffering is their satisfaction. Your downfall is their entertainment. Your pain is their pleasure. There are people who walk among us who do not just lie occasionally or twist the truth to protect themselves. They are compulsive, relentless, and intentional in their deception. They do not just lie to get out of trouble or to avoid conflict. They lie to manipulate, to control, and to deceive. Their lies are not mistakes or misunderstandings. They are calculated, deliberate, and designed to keep you trapped in a false reality. They lie so convincingly, so effortlessly, that you begin to question your own perceptions, your own memories, even your own sanity. They will look you in the eye and swear they are telling the truth, even when you have undeniable proof that they are lying. They will gaslight you, making you doubt what you know to be real. They will rewrite history, changing events, distorting facts, and altering details until you no longer trust your own mind. They will insist that things happen differently, that you misunderstood, that you are overreacting. They will make you feel like you are the problem, like you are imagining things, like you are the one who cannot be trusted. And the more you try to call them out, the more they twist the narrative, painting themselves as the victim and you as the aggressor. They are masters at creating illusions. They craft false identities, portraying themselves as kind, generous, and trustworthy. They know how to say the right words, how to act the right way, how to gain your trust. But their words never match their actions. They promise loyalty, yet betray you in secret. They claim to be honest, yet deceive you without hesitation. They pretend to care, yet their actions reveal nothing but selfish intent. They do not value truth, they value control. And the more control they have over your perception, the more power they hold over you. They do not just lie about the big things, they lie about everything. They lie even when they do not have to, even when the truth would serve them just as well. They lie because it is their nature. They lie because they thrive on deception. They lie because truth is a threat to their power. They fabricate stories, exaggerate their achievements, and play the role of whoever they need to be in order to get what they want. And once you start to catch on to their lies, they do not stop. They double down. They create more lies to cover up the old ones, spinning an endless web of deception designed to keep you confused, disoriented, and unable to see reality clearly. If you try to confront them, they will deflect, deny, and shift the blame. They will turn the situation around on you, making you feel guilty for even questioning them. They will accuse you of being paranoid, of being too sensitive, of not trusting them. They will make you feel like you are the one in the wrong, even when all evidence points to them. They will twist your words, distort your arguments, and manipulate the situation until you find yourself apologizing for something they did. They do not argue to resolve conflict, they argue to win. And they will win by any means necessary, even if it means breaking you down in the process. Their lies do not just affect you emotionally, they affect you mentally, spiritually, and even physically. The stress of constantly trying to figure out what is real and what is false wears you down. You feel exhausted, drained, and overwhelmed. You start to second guess everything. Your instincts, your judgments, your decisions. You lose confidence in yourself because every time you trust your gut, they make you feel like you are wrong. They make you feel foolish for believing in them, but they also punish you for not believing them. No matter what you do, you are always caught in a trap of their making. They thrive on secrecy and deception, operating in the shadows where they cannot be easily exposed. They hide their true nature, showing different sides of themselves to different people. To one person, they are charming and charismatic. To another, they are cold and ruthless. To yet another, they are a victim, deserving of sympathy and protection. They shapeshift depending on what serves them best in the moment. And because they wear so many masks, it is difficult to pin down their true identity. You may see glimpses of their darkness, but every time you try to expose it, they slip back into their carefully crafted disguise. They are not just dishonest. They are dangerous. Because their lies are not just words, they are weapons. They use deception to break people, to destroy reputations, to turn friends against each other, to manipulate outcomes in their favor. They do not care who they hurt as long as they get what they want. If destroying you serves their purpose, they will do it without hesitation. They will lie about you, spread false rumors, and assassinate your character if it means protecting their own image. They do not have a conscience. They do not feel remorse. They do not care about truth, only about maintaining their control. The more you believe their lies, the more they tighten their grip on you. They make you dependent on them, slowly eroding your sense of reality until you rely on them for the truth. They isolate you from others, ensuring that their version of reality is the only one you hear. They make you distrust those who could help you see the truth, convincing you that everyone else is against you, that only they understand you, that only they have your best interests at heart. But in reality, they are the ones pulling the strings, keeping you trapped in a cycle of confusion and control. Their deception is not just about words, it is about actions, about energy, about the way they operate in the world. They do not just tell lies, they live them. Every part of their existence is built on a false foundation designed to manipulate those around them. And because they are so skilled at deception, they get away with it time and time again. People believe them, trust them, give them the benefit of the doubt because they cannot comprehend that someone could be so calculated, so heartless, so intentionally manipulative. Even when they are exposed, they find a way to twist the narrative in their favor. They will cry, play the victim, claim they were misunderstood, say they had no choice. They will do whatever it takes to avoid accountability, and because they are so convincing, people often believe them. They know how to pull at heartstrings, how to feign remorse, how to say just the right thing to get people back on their side. And the moment they are safe again, they go right back to their old ways, continuing their cycle of deception without a second thought. They are not just liars. They are manipulators, deceivers, and masters of illusion. They thrive on confusion, chaos, and control. They are not concerned with fairness, honesty, or justice. They only care about themselves. And no matter how much you try to reason with them, no matter how much you try to make them see the truth, they will never change. Because for them, the truth is not something to be valued. It is something to be twisted, reshaped, and used as a tool for manipulation. They are not bound by the same moral code as others. They do not feel guilt or shame. They do not operate on principles of honesty or integrity. They operate on deception, and they will continue to do so as long as they can get away with it. There are people who walk through life feeding off the energy of those around them, draining them, exhausting them, and leaving them feeling empty. These individuals do not just take up space in your life, they consume it. They do not just demand attention, they require it to survive. They are never satisfied, never fulfilled, never at peace. They need constant validation, constant admiration, and constant energy from others to keep themselves going. They operate like a black hole, pulling everything and everyone into their vortex of negativity, chaos, and destruction. They are the kind of people who walk into a room and change the entire atmosphere. When they arrive, you feel the energy shift, the air become heavier, the mood darken. They do not bring joy, peace, or positivity. They bring tension, discomfort, and an unspoken sense of unease. You may not always be able to explain why, but when they are around, you feel drained. You feel like something is off. You feel a weight pressing down on you, as if something invisible is trying to pull the life out of you. They do not bring solutions, they bring problems. They do not encourage, they discourage. They do not uplift, they tear down. Every conversation with them feels like a battle, like you are fighting to keep your energy intact, like you are struggling to hold on to your own sense of self. They do not just complain, they bring a dark cloud with them everywhere they go. Nothing is ever good enough, nothing is ever right, nothing is ever fair. And the more you engage with them, the more you feel yourself being pulled into their endless cycle of negativity. They are never satisfied, no matter how much you give them. You can offer them your time, your energy, your kindness, your support, and it will never be enough. They will always need more. They will always demand more. They will always find a way to take more from you without ever giving anything in return. They are not interested in balance. They are interested in control. They do not see relationships as partnerships. They see them as opportunities to feed off of others. They play the victim in every situation. No matter what happens, they are always the one who has been wronged. They never take responsibility, never own up to their actions, never acknowledge their faults. They twist every situation to make themselves look like the innocent party, the misunderstood soul, the one who has been unfairly treated. And they use this victim narrative to manipulate those around them, to make people feel sorry for them, to keep people invested in their endless drama. They create chaos wherever they go. They do not thrive in peace, they thrive in disorder. They are not comfortable in healthy environments, in positive spaces, in places where people are happy and fulfilled. They need conflict. They need dysfunction. They need to stir things up, create division, and keep people on edge. If there is harmony, they will find a way to disrupt it. If there is unity, they will find a way to break it. If there is progress, they will find a way to sabotage it. They are addicted to drama because it keeps them at the center of attention, because it allows them to feed off of the emotional energy of those around them. They will make you feel guilty for pulling away from them. If you try to set boundaries, if you try to protect your energy, if you try to distance yourself, they will make you feel like you are abandoning them. They will accuse you of being selfish, of not caring, of turning your back on them. They will use guilt, manipulation, and emotional blackmail to keep you tied to them, to keep you engaged, to keep you from breaking free. And if you do manage to create distance, they will find a way to pull you back in, either by playing the victim, by creating another crisis, or by using charm and deception to make you believe they have changed. They are never truly happy for others. When you succeed, they do not celebrate you. They resent you. When you are happy, they do not share in your joy. They find a way to bring you down. They may pretend to be supportive, but underneath the surface, they are envious, bitter, and looking for a way to shift the attention back to themselves. If you share good news with them, they will find a way to dampen your excitement. They will point out the negatives, remind you of past failures, or subtly imply that your success is temporary. They cannot stand to see others shine because it reminds them of their own darkness. They often appear charming at first. They know how to present themselves in a way that draws people in, that makes people trust them, that makes people believe in them. They can be persuasive, charismatic, and even likable in the beginning. But over time, the cracks begin to show. The mask starts to slip. The charm fades. And what is left is something much darker, something much more destructive. They cannot maintain the act forever, and eventually their true nature is revealed. They are exhausting to be around. After spending time with them, you feel drained, depleted, and emotionally worn out. It is as if they have taken something from you, as if they have absorbed your energy and left you with nothing. You may not always be able to pinpoint why, but you feel it. You feel the exhaustion, the heaviness, the weight of their presence lingering even after they are gone. And the more time you spend with them, the more you start to lose yourself. They do not just drain individuals, they drain entire environments. They can walk into a workplace and bring down morale. They can enter a social group and create division. They can be in a family and turn people against each other. Their presence alone is enough to create tension, discomfort, and unrest. They thrive in situations where people are unhappy, uncertain, and emotionally vulnerable, because the more instability there is around them, the more control they have. They often surround themselves with people who enable them. They attract those who are empathetic, kind-hearted, and willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. They seek out individuals who will tolerate their behavior, who will make excuses for them, who will keep forgiving them no matter how many times they cross the line. They manipulate these people into believing that they need them, that they cannot function without them, that abandoning them would be heartless. And in doing so, they keep people trapped in their toxic cycle, feeding off their energy, their kindness, and their willingness to see the good in others. They do not bring light into the world, they bring darkness. They do not spread love, hope, or positivity. They spread doubt, fear, and negativity. They do not want to see people grow, thrive, or succeed. They want to see people struggle, suffer, and fall apart. And the more power they have over others, the more they feed off of their pain. They do not want you to realize your full potential. They do not want you to break free from their influence. They do not want you to wake up to the reality of who they are. Because the moment you do, they lose their power over you. The moment you recognize their patterns, their manipulation, their tactics, they can no longer control you. And that is what they fear the most. Losing their grip, losing their ability to drain, losing their source of energy. They are not just negative people. They are not just difficult personalities. They are something much more destructive, much more calculated, much more dangerous. They do not simply exist in a state of misery. They actively seek to spread it. They do not just experience pain. They thrive on causing it. They do not just struggle with their own demons. They invite others into their darkness, seeking to pull as many people down with them as possible.